What's good YouTube, I'm God Nat, and today we are back with another video. Today we're back with Vlogmas Day 3. Now listen, I know what you're thinking. Nat, it is the 14th of December. What do you mean Vlogmas Day 3? Vlogmas is taking a weird toll on me, man. I had every single intention of filming every single day of Vlogmas. My thought process was the new car, we'd get that end of November, I'd post that video, and then we'd start December 1st with Vlogmas and we'll hit the ground running. I can start filming in November. Obviously we picked up a car a little bit later than I expected. Took a little bit longer to get it all edited, so we were late. And then yesterday I wanted to put out a video and then this happened. Look at this shit, bro. My tire looks like a fucking pancake. Which means I didn't get a chance to film yesterday. We're gonna be filming today. I wanna give you guys a tour of the car, show you guys the features, the spec, show you what it sounds like starting up. A lot of the things that we didn't get to do in the car pickup video. I did plan to be able to put my foot down so I could show you guys my initial reaction, as I've done like 900 miles in the car now, so I've done a heck of a lot of driving. So I'm gonna pump up the tire because I need to get the car washed, and then I'll be going to a garage to get the tire replaced. I'm still gonna upload a bunch of videos throughout the month of December leading up to Christmas. I'll still be calling it Vlogmas, but it ain't gonna be daily. Don't be mad, let's just be happy that I'm gonna be uploading a bit more often than normal. So let me go get the tire pumped up, we'll get the car washed, and then I'll take you guys around the car.
I feel special, I feel special. Look at my wrist, fingers, ears, look at my neck glow. I feel special.
Oh my fucking, can you get something to do that?
Check out my bitch, check out my pills, keep them extra. Keep them fresh, my diamonds a massive mess. She said she not going for that. She keep her Smith and Wesson. She keep it so comfortable.
Okay, so there we go, the tire is temporarily pumped up. Now let's go and make our way to the car wash. Okay guys, listen up. I know you want to see the car walk around, but before we get stuck into the video, I just want to introduce you very quickly to today's sponsor. Today's video is brought to you by Skillshare. For those of you who've been watching the channel for some time now, you'll know that I'm pretty passionate about personal development and building new skills to help us in everyday life. And today's sponsor is a fantastic resource for both of those things. They have an incredibly wide variety of different classes ranging from creativity to productivity, and even classes on entrepreneurial things. Me and Austin recently went through a video editing course to help us improve our skills when it came to video editing for YouTube. It was a course run by fellow YouTuber Ali Abdul, and it taught us everything we needed to know about editing with Final Cut Pro to really take our videos to the next level. Aside from this course, Skillshare has a ton of super beneficial courses available. So if there is anything in life that you want to get better at, or if there's anything that you were hoping to learn how to do as a new skill, then Skillshare is the perfect place to start looking. Skillshare is ridiculously affordable with an annual subscription costing just under $10 a month. But for the first 1,000 people who sign up to use Skillshare using the link in the description box below this video, you'll be able to get a free trial for Skillshare's premium membership, which gives you full access to all of the courses that they have to offer. So be sure after you finish watching this video to check them out in the description box below. Once again, a huge thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to the car walk around. Sorry, I know I took a little while, my bad. Okay guys, so just finished getting the car clean. So now let me take you on a walk around of my brand new Range Rover SVR Sport Carbon Edition. Now this car was extremely hard to get my hands on straight away. The SVR Carbon Edition was announced in July of 2020. So they've only just started to release them out into the world, being produced from the manufacturers. So a lot of the more customized specifications when it comes to the Carbon Edition are a lot harder to get. When I was speaking to dealerships, they were telling me that I'd be looking at a January 2021, February 2021 pickup if I was to place an order in October. So there can be quite a long wait time on them. Thankfully, Land Rover Bedford had this car in stock that they'd pre-ordered from July when the car was first announced, and that's how we managed to get our hands on it so soon. Now there is a feature or two that I would have added if I was speccing one up myself. For example, I probably would have gone for black over the gray. I would have gone with a heads-up display, which this car doesn't have, but it does also have a bunch of features that come standard that were a must-have for me on this vehicle. So this car has 575 brake horsepower with a V8 engine inside of it. Now, the first thing you'll notice on the Carbon Edition is obviously the insane bonnet, which for me was a must-have. This is something that changed on 2018 models of Range Rovers. You were able to spec the bonnet. To get the carbon fiber bonnet, I believe, is a £4,000 extra, which is worked into the standard value of the Range Rover Sport SVR Carbon Edition. It basically comes with all of the carbon additional extras that you can have. I think on a standard SVR, if you were to spec up all of the carbon features that come standard with the Carbon Edition, it's probably around about £15,000 worth of extras, which is obviously just factored into the price. So you can, in theory, build this same spec on a standard SVR, but the Carbon Edition itself does have a couple of details where it states that it's a Carbon Edition on the car, which aren't available on a standard SVR. Now, with the Carbon Edition, it did come standard with the 22-inch black alloy wheels with the red brake calipers. Now, I do plan to change these alloy wheels possibly to 23-inch, or I'll keep them at 22-inch. I'm undecided. I'm going to head over to a few places that do custom alloy wheels, have a look at them and see which size I prefer. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think. You can also notice that there's carbon fiber all over the car. So you have these front vents have carbon fiber along them. You also have up here on the front grille a carbon fiber trim around the front grille as well. Over on the side of the vehicle, you've got your side vents that are all carbon fiber. You also have your wing mirror caps that are also in carbon fiber. That was a big thing for me, was making sure that it had all of these carbon fiber extras. Of course, as I'm going to get this vehicle wrapped, I could have gone to a wrapping company and just ordered a standard Range Rover Sport SVR and got them to wrap these parts in carbon fiber. But it was quite important to me to get it to be as authentic as possible. And it can be quite hard to get this quality of carbon fiber on a wrap, because these are actually carbon fiber pieces. This vehicle also had the privacy glass on the vehicle already, which was important for me because it's something that I would have done aftermarket when getting the car wrapped anyway. And I'm also probably going to get my front windows with a bit of a tint on them as well. You can see that the top of the vehicle is finished in a black, while you have the contrast of the grey body, which once again, something that I would have done if I was getting the car wrapped aftermarket, but comes standard on the SVR Carbon Edition. Now, this car also has a sliding panoramic roof, which I'll show you from the inside, which is massive. It literally covers the entirety of the seating inside of the vehicle, which is perfect. In some SUVs, you can get quite a small glass roof, which in my opinion doesn't look the best. At the back of the vehicle, you can also see you've got the carbon fiber trim on the boot lid. You've got your reverse camera, your parking sensors, of course, and you've got the exhaust, which sound insane. I'll show you guys what it sounds like starting up in a moment as well. On the 2018 models onwards, they had a facelift for this vehicle. So you have different rear lights and you also have different front headlights. For me, it was a no-brainer to opt for the 2018 Plus Range Rover Sport SVR, because I think when you look at the pre-2018 ones, they look quite dated now. Whereas this looks modern, it looks fresh. It really is the perfect look for a daily driver that I was after. So obviously with a boot, you can open the boot normally, or you can do it on the key fob, or alternatively, you can do it from inside the car. So if I was to hold the boot opening button, it'll open as normal. Nothing too impressive there. Pretty standard on cars nowadays, especially on SUVs. So you can see a huge boot space, which is ideal for me, because what I did find when I had the two car setup with a coupe and obviously the GT was that we struggled whenever having to move big items, or if we were ever going furniture shopping and we needed to pack something into the car. And also when traveling around with our dog, it made life very difficult, whereas this is a massive boot space that can definitely more than cover anything that we'll ever need to use it for, and is going to be perfect for when we're going on these crazy shopping sprees and I need to load up the car with a bunch of bags. You've got buttons back here to lower the vehicle and increase the height of the vehicle, which is good for when we need to let Stormy into the car once we do start allowing her into the car. There is an accessory that Land Rover offer for people who do have dogs, where you can get the entire vehicle, so the side walls of the boot space as well as the floor of the boot space, all covered up so that she's not affecting the interior lining of the vehicle. One thing that I really want to make sure of is on the occasions that Stormy does have to come into the car because we have to take her somewhere, like the vets, for example, I do want to make sure that the vehicle itself is protected as much as possible. As I said, I really want to take care of this car. So having that accessory for me is really going to be a must grab. But that pretty much covers the boot space. Now, a lot of people will say that the fuel consumption on this vehicle is awful. Why would I opt to have a Range Rover SVR as a daily driver? And I think it comes down to that V8 engine, the 575 brake horsepower. Whilst Range Rover is a fantastic car, and most people probably would have said I should have opted for just a standard Range Rover Sport over the SVR, as I am using it as a daily driver and do intend to get another car. But for me, it was just about having that power when I'm driving the vehicle. When I had the AMG GT, I found that I always wanted to drive that car because it was so fun to drive. Whereas my C-Class Coupe, that was a 2-litre diesel, I didn't really enjoy the drive of it. It was just driving. And when I'm driving a car every single day, I want to make sure that I'm enjoying the drive. I've had this car for about 10 days now, and I've somehow managed to do 1,100 miles in those 10 days. Don't get me wrong, it's a new car, so of course I've been a lot more active than I will be as time goes on, and it will balance itself out, but I have been thoroughly enjoying driving this car and finding myself wanting to be in it all the time. Now, another thing that I plan to change about the exterior of the car, as I said, I plan to get privacy glass on the front windows. I also plan to wrap the body of the car. I also plan to change the alloys, but one more thing I really want to do is add side steps to the vehicle. Now, you can opt to get these as an optional extra when purchasing the vehicle, but they come as side steps that come out when you open the door and then they close back away. I want fixed side steps on the car so it gives it a wider, beefier, meaner look when it's coming down the road. But for the most part, that covers the exterior of the vehicle. If I was to say what my favorite part of the vehicle is, from which angle, it would have to be the front, because I am in love with this carbon fiber bonnet with these huge dipped air vents that they have in the vehicle. Now, on a non-carbon edition SVR as standard, it doesn't come with the carbon fiber cut. Yes, it will still have the air vents, but it would be body colored. You can now also opt to have no air vents in the front if you want to go for a more subtle look. But obviously, with me being me, I did want the carbon fiber bonnet. I did want the loud air vents. I did want the car to look aggressive when it was coming down the road. Okay, so I've just popped the bonnet on the vehicle. Now, something else that you can opt to get as an additional extra, but comes standard on the SVR Carbon Edition. Now, if it was me personally, and I was watching the pennies when ordering this vehicle, I wouldn't have spec'd up this feature, mainly because it's not visible. I don't think it makes that much of a difference, but it is something that's pretty impressive when you open up the bonnet. And that is that the engine inside the vehicle has a carbon fiber engine cover over it. But as I said, this isn't something that's visible to people. No one is ever going to see this. So yeah, incredibly impressive, but probably not something I'd spec up if I didn't grab the SVR Carbon Edition. But that covers everything on the exterior. So let's go ahead and jump to the interior of the vehicle so I can show you guys what we spec'd up and some of my favorite features. Okay, so I've just got into the car, and before I go ahead and explain the interior and all of the crazy features that we have in this SVR Carbon Edition, let me quickly show you something that I'm sure you guys will be dying to hear, which is the start up of this vehicle, which is incredibly impressive. I love the way the car sounds, especially when driving, but let me show you guys what it sounds like to start up. Okay, so with the SVR Carbon Edition, whilst the car is covered in carbon fiber on the exterior, it is also covered with carbon fiber on the interior of the vehicle also. So as you can see, we have a carbon fiber trim up here around your memory seat preset options, as well as the unlock and lock key. We also have carbon fiber along this little side compartment that you can store stuff in, but we also have the Meridian sound system. As you guys know, if you watch my vlogs regularly, I'm a huge music fan, listen to music constantly 24/7, and the sound system, the moment I picked up the car, was phenomenal.
Them man, they love talking a lot, but they ain't walking a lot. Uncle say when you're whipping for time, make sure you leave.
The bass in the car, the way that the audio quality sounds, it really is a great audio system to have in the vehicle, which is something that I was a bit concerned about. As you guys know, I'd never driven the car, hadn't been to see one in person, I've never been inside of a Range Rover Sport SVR, so I had no clue what the sound system was going to be like, but I was very pleasantly surprised. On full volume, audio quality still sounds fantastic. You can literally feel the bass when you're in the car, like going through your whole body. It is an amazing experience having the speakers cranked to full volume when listening to your favorite song. So really pleasantly surprised about that. We also have carbon fiber on the air ventilation within the car. So you can see carbon fiber trim just around there. You can also notice carbon fiber trim on the interior steering wheel also, which is a great added touch. I love how they've got SVR branding all over the vehicle. If I was to open both of the doors, as you can see, you've got SVR, Special Vehicle Operations, branding here on the side pillar, which is just a really cool little feature that I didn't know was on the car, but noticed as we began to use the car more and more. You can also notice, and this is the one thing that distinguishes a carbon edition to a normal SVR that may just have carbon features. So some people may just opt to have carbon fiber on the exterior of the vehicle, but not on the interior. Some people may opt to just have it on the interior, but not on the exterior. Or some people may go for both. But one thing that they won't have unless they have a carbon edition is this trim here. Now, I haven't yet peeled off the plastic, so this can be a little satisfying moment for us all. But as you can see, you've got the SVR carbon badge, which is there on the side steps when you get into the vehicle. And you also have it on the passenger side also, and that lights up, so at nighttime it looks really cool. We also have the mud lamp underneath the wing mirrors that bring a light onto the floor with a little disc shape of a Range Rover Sport, which is pretty cool, and that's on both sides. So I think that pretty much covers everything on the exterior of the vehicle. So now, at long last, let's jump inside and let me show you guys some of the interior features. Okay, so when you get into the vehicle, the first thing you'll notice when you start up the car and when you turn off the car is the cover for the panoramic roof closes every single time that you turn the car off and then opens back up every single time that you start up the vehicle, which is a really nice touch because I love having the cover open. Of course, I could opt to close that if I wanted to, but I love having it open. Such a large panoramic roof and really does look great. Okay, so inside of the vehicle, we opted for the, I think it's Ebony Cirrus interior, which is this white leather interior, which is kind of like a creamy white color. It's not a frost white with the black contrast trim as well. This was a must-have feature for me, and I think this is what made things a little trickier when it came to finding an SVR carbon edition that was available. A few dealerships had ones with all black interior, but finding ones with the white interior was incredibly hard to come across. And I do really feel as though it makes the car. It takes it to that next level of feeling and looking more luxurious with the white leather interior. Having white leather interior is something that I've wanted in a car for some time now, so I was really excited to be able to do that with this vehicle. So the next thing that you'll notice is you have this huge carbon fiber trim on the interior where your cup holder is, as well as where you have the buttons for lowering and increasing the vehicle, your handbrake, and your gear stick. Now, inside of the cup holder space, you obviously have your two cup holders, but you also have some storage space which slides open there. So loads of cool storage space compartments in the vehicle. I don't really use any of them other than this center console, which when you open up, obviously you have your USB ports, you have your micro SIM, which is obviously what controls the car's sat nav itself. But inside of here is where I keep all of my face masks, hand sanitizers, Vaseline, pretty much where I keep all of the day-to-day accessories that we need in today's modern world with coronavirus being so rife at the moment. Now we have these two screens, and my favorite feature about these screens is hands down Apple CarPlay. Now, Apple CarPlay is something that I've wanted in a vehicle for an incredibly long time. When I got the AMG GT, I was really hopeful that it was going to have Apple CarPlay, but for some reason it was a vehicle that Mercedes opted not to have CarPlay in. So I was very pleasantly surprised when I found out that this car did have it. And the main reason I like Apple CarPlay, I think it goes without saying that one of the best sat-nav systems out there at the moment is the Waze app, which I was always having to use. So I was having to look at my phone for a sat-nav when I was always driving, whereas now I can finally have Waze on the big screen in the vehicle, which makes my life a lot easier when driving. So with Apple CarPlay, you have all of your applications on the screen. So I can access like my call list on the car without having to look at my phone. I can look at my messages on the car. I can access my Apple Music my Spotify, calendar, settings, so many different features that I can access on the car that are from my phone. I'm sure there's other apps that you can get added that work really well with the car as well, but those are my favorite. One of the other best features that this car has is a Land Rover app, which allows me to track where the car's been. It has a tracker set up on the car as standard, but it also means that I can start up the vehicle and preheat the car from inside, which in these winter months is ideal. It means half an hour before I'm ready to leave, I can start up the car, it can warm itself up so that when I get into the car, it's not freezing. I also discovered yesterday that the car has a heated steering wheel, which obviously comes standard as well, which is another godsend during the winter month. Now, there are a bunch of ambient lighting settings for this car as well. I'll show you guys what they look like at nighttime. I opt to have the purple ambient lighting on the vehicle. I think it looks really cool with the white leather interior, a nice contrast. But when you put the car into sport mode, the ambient lighting turns red, which makes you feel like you're in sport mode. It's a nice aggressive color. And I really like that feature that it changes all of the ambient lighting inside of the car when putting the vehicle into sport mode. I find whenever I'm in London, driving around central London especially, automatically go into sport mode, even though I can't drive the car any quicker because it's normally packed with traffic, but it makes the car sound amazing from the outside. This car does drink a lot of fuel. I've had to go to the fuel station a few times. I'm gonna do a video that I'll upload in 2 days' time where I'll go over how much I paid for the vehicle as well as the day-to-day running costs of the vehicle, just to give you guys a bit of a better insight. I'll also go over how I typically buy my cars, how I intend to buy the next car, how I bought my previous cars as well. So it could be a pretty informative video for any of you who are interested in that. You also have the digital screen behind the steering wheel, which obviously gives you your speedometer as well as your rev counter, how much fuel you've got in the vehicle. You can access different trip functions. You can have your sat nav appear there, so you're looking straight at the road and it's just a quick glance down when driving. For the most part, that pretty much covers the interior tour of the vehicle. I've now done over 1,000 miles and I wanted to save this moment to experience it with you guys in the car, of me putting my foot down for the first time in the car. So as you guys can see, so you know I'm not lying, we have done 1,129 miles in this car so far, which I know is a ridiculous amount of mileage. However, I've just really been enjoying driving the car, and I've had to do a lot of journeys since getting the car, so I'm sure it will even out over time, especially once we pick up the second car. But as I said, I've been saving myself for putting the car in sports mode and putting down my foot to get that initial reaction on camera. And as we're filming this video today, I thought, why not include it in this video? My first reaction to finally putting my foot down in this Range Rover Sport SVR, which I guess is the main reason that we buy these cars. So let's go ahead and pull out onto the road. Luckily, I live in an area where there's a 70 miles per hour as soon as I pull out of my drive, so I can quickly nip outside. It's a long, straight road, so we can put our foot down quickly and see what we think of the drive. Apologies if the camera goes shaky. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a powerful drive, so let's give it a go. Oh, I'm bracing myself. I'm bracing myself. Jesus. Oh my fucking God. That is crazy, isn't it? Huh? What a car, bro. What a fucking car. It's like when you put your foot down, it's like you can hear the engine preparing itself and then just whoosh, all of a sudden you're back in your seat and the car just like throws itself forward. It's almost like you feel the front of the car lifting up. A bit like, you remember them little toys that you'd get, toy cars that you'd wind back up and then just let go and they'd go flying? That's exactly what it feels like. Look, look, it's building, it's building. Yeah, fuck. That is mad, isn't it? This is a 2 hands on the steering wheel and hold on for your life. That is what that feels like. Like, I'm clenching this steering wheel. What a car. What a daily driver. And this is what I missed in the C-Class Coupe. Like, I couldn't just get in the C-Class Coupe and be excited by the drive of the car. Car looked really cool with the blue wrap that I had on it before, the camo wrap that I had on it before. But once getting the AMG GT and having that power behind you and realizing how fun of a drive that was in comparison to the camo car, just night and day. And I needed that from a daily driver. That's why this is oh my fucking God. Oh, let's go!
down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down.
This is why I needed this as a daily driver. Hands down. Hands down, I needed something like this as a daily driver. It makes me so excited for when I get the second car. Because that second car, whew, it's gotta be crazy when I put my foot down. Okay guys, but that brings today's video to an end. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and having a closer look at my brand new Range Rover Sport SVR Carbon Edition. Now I do have a bit of exciting news. The PlayStation 5 that we're doing the giveaway for should be arriving a little later on today. So when that comes, I'll post it on my Instagram to let you guys know of some extra ways you can get entries into the giveaway. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is God_Nat. If you haven't entered the PS5 giveaway, then there'll be a link in the description telling you exactly what you have to do to enter that giveaway. We'll be announcing the winner on the 20th of December, so you can get your PS5 delivered to you just in time for Christmas, so it can be the perfect gift for either yourself or for one of your loved ones. I also have a really exciting announcement. As you guys will know, when we picked up the SVR, I announced that I was doing pre-orders for a brand new Amazon course that I was launching, where I was going to be teaching people how to build an Amazon FBA business, which for those of you who don't know is what I do myself for a living. And I was creating a step-by-step guide that taught you every single step of the process that you can use to build this business for yourself. Amazon being one of the fastest growing businesses in the world at the moment. It goes without saying that building a business on Amazon is almost a surefire way to build a fantastic new stream of income. Now, I have been getting a lot of messages from people because pre-orders sold out in, I believe it was 28 hours after me announcing that the course was going to be going live. But we will be re-releasing and opening some more slots for the course. So go ahead and click the link in the description to secure a place on the course before they are all gone. Once the spaces are gone, they are gone and the course will not be opening. But why not go into the new year with building yourself a new stream of income so you can have a better year in 2021 than you had in 2020. But as I said, that brings this video to an end. I'm going to be going live on Twitch, where I'll be playing games and doing a bunch of crazy giveaways. I do giveaways every single day that I stream on Twitch. I go live for a few hours a day doing a bunch of cash giveaways or in-game currency giveaways, like buying people the new battle pass for Call of Duty, Black Ops Cold War, like giving away coins on games, V-Bucks, whatever game I'm playing, I'm doing giveaways for. And if you don't play those games, don't worry, I'll give you the same prize in cash if you prefer me to just transfer you the money via PayPal instead of giving you online game currency. So come ahead and join me on Twitch. I'll see you guys there in a moment. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one.